Broadcasting live from the Albay Pio News Center, providing you the most exclusive news updates from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Albay Veterinary Office has set a date to conduct a seminar for newly elected barangay captains in Albay regarding the provincial ordinance on responsible pet ownership. Dr. Pancho Melia, Albay Veterinary Office Chief, announced the upcoming seminar will be on December 14 at the Albay Astrodome, wherein the whole-day program will focus on thoroughly discussing Provincial Ordinance 005-2019, or the Pet Ownership Ordinance, authored by former board member Neil Montaliana and co-authored by board members Jesus Salceda Jr. and Reynaldo Bragais. The said provincial ordinance aims to fully eradicate rabies by implementing various measures, such as conducting mass vaccination of dogs and impounding stray animals to lessen rabies-related accidents. In another news, Albay Public Safety and Emergency Management Office, or APSEMO head Cedric D. Daep, is hopeful that the various livelihood trainings attended by farmers and fishermen from Rapu-Rapu town will serve to supplement their income. Dr. Daep further elaborated the trainings on hog production, sardine making, and meat processing will serve as a supplemental source of income on the island and will be a very big help to the farmers and fishermen in their community. As fishing and farming are the primary sources of income on the island, this is an alternative strategy to cope with the effects of the northeast monsoon or amihan and the southwest monsoon or habagat. The APSEMO chief emphasized that more than the livelihood assistance, the skills acquired by the trainees from the technical and capacity training will be a very great help to the said island. In another story, the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office continues to champion family and community development programs aimed at promoting the well-being, protection, and development of individuals, families, and Albayano communities. PSWDO continues to work closely in partnership and in collaboration with the different sectors, non-government organizations or NGOs, and non-government agencies to extend aid to the community, particularly the Albayano family, acknowledging its active role in shaping the community, being the basic unit of society. SAYAS said that one of their main programs that aims to cater to family and community development includes financial support for the welfare and reintegration of disadvantaged clients through the provision of financial assistance to former rebels, persons who use drugs, empowerment reaffirmation of paternal abilities, indigenous people, people living with HIV, victims of human trafficking and armed conflict, overseas Filipino workers, and those who are affected by the pandemic. For the national news, the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, met with various stakeholders in Sulu to map out road and other infrastructure projects that would boost the province's agriculture and economic efficiency. DPWH Senior Undersecretary Emil K. Sadain said the meeting focused on talks and ideas exchange that enabled the public to share any queries about the projected scope, while the project remains in the feasibility study and detailed engineering design stages. The infrastructure projects are under the Improving Growth Corridors in Mindanao Road Sector project, funded by the Asian Development Bank. Meanwhile, former Senator Manny Pacquiao backed the expedition to the West Philippine Sea launched by civilian groups which expressed assertion into the territorial integrity of Philippines within the disputed maritime boundary. Pacquiao, a reservist colonel of the Philippine Army, said that he personally supports the patriotic voyage organized by civilian volunteers who sailed the Ayungin Shoal at the West Philippine Sea on December 10, purportedly as a gesture of support to the government's territorial claim on the disputed territory. The boxing icon turned politician made the remarks during the command conference over the weekend among Army reservist personnel belonging to the 2,203rd Ready Reserve Infantry Brigade, which he serves as the commander. In another news, according to House Deputy Speaker Las Piñas City Lone District Representative Camille Villar, having a proper support system helps ensure that the women are physically, mentally, and emotionally prepared for childbirth. Villar herself, a mother of two, imparted some key knowledge to local pregnant women during Nanay Fair, held recently at the Bernabe Court in Barangay Pulang Lupa 1, Las Piñas. In line with her advocacy of ensuring the welfare of expecting mothers and their babies, Villar offered free medical checkups for the mothers and distributed vitamins and other mother and baby supplies. In the international scene, Qatar Prime Minister said Sunday that mediation efforts are continuing to secure a new Gaza ceasefire and free more hostages held by Hamas despite ongoing Israeli bombardment that is narrowing the window for a successful outcome. Israel declared war on Hamas after the militant group killed 1,200 people and took 240 hostages, according to Israeli figures, in an unprecedented attack on October 7. The Israeli offensive has killed at least 17,700 people in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Many of them were women and children. Meanwhile, China's President Xi Jinping will arrive in Vietnam on Tuesday on a mission to strengthen relations, just months after Washington and Hanoi upgraded their diplomatic ties. China and Vietnam have a border in common as well as close economic ties and ruling communist parties, but Xi's two-day trip will be his first visit to the country in 6 years. It comes hot on the heels of U.S. President Joe Biden's stopover in September, when he sought to shore up support after Beijing's growing influence in the region. After an official welcome at the presidential palace on Tuesday, Xi will hold talks with Nguyen Phu Trong, the leader of Vietnam's ruling Communist Party. And in another news outside the country, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said Saturday the United States was responsible for the bloodshed of children in Gaza after it vetoed a UN Security Council resolution calling for a ceasefire in the territory. Washington's veto at a special meeting of the Security Council on Friday scuttled the growing efforts towards an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in the territory led by UN Chief Antonio Guterres and Arab nations. Abbas said Saturday that U.S. policy makes it complicit in the crimes of genocide, ethnic cleansing, and war crimes committed by the Israeli occupation forces against Palestinians in Gaza, the West Bank, and Jerusalem. And that ends our news break for today, December 11, 2023. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Pinch hitting for Mr. Greg Halyade, this has been your anchor for today. I am Ella SILERIO. Thank you for subscribing.